So you may have seen a video or two where I say that I upload my videos in a restaurant because I don't have Wi-Fi. And the owner of the Wi-Fi or restaurant, her initials is, and she likes red. Today's 12th day of holiday Doodle Swatches. I'm going to use both my Winsor Newton palette and also later on I'm going to use some Kuretake Gazai Tabi because the watercolor is very transparent, but the Kuretake is, you can use it as a watercolor, but you can also have less water and use it as almost a gouache. These pools were used in this painting, but since I'm not going to be using them again, I'm going to clean them off. I have some water over to the right of me. Actually, I have two of these. One is for cleaning my brush and removing the majority of my pigment, and also I have another one to get fresh water. This palette has two primary reds. This one and this one. This one. And this one is deep red or red deep cabinet. And this one is alizarin crimson. So I'm going to make pools of both of them. To make pools, you have a brush. In this case, I'm going to use my number 6 round Creative Mark Mimic, and although the pan was a little bit dirty, that's okay. And a little bit of water to make the pool, and more. I don't think I'm going to use a lot, but enough so that I don't have to worry about it. Now, when I say I'm cleaning, I tap on the bottom of the glass or well, because if you just do this, you're probably not getting enough of the paint out. And I have some paper towels up here. And when I say I'm dry it off, 1, 2. If I'm saying tapping, 1. And this go with the alizarin crimson. both pretty good in the red department. Clean off my brush and get more water. And maybe a little bit of cadmium orange. Who knows? I'm going to put a little bit of paper towel to cover that up in case I get messy. I'm going to use a circle object that is, for me, I have a lot of these caps. So, using my pencil, well, that didn't work out. So I'm going to use my stencil because this circle is a little bit large. So, okay. Try this again. Okay. That's about the size I was trying for, but let's get rid of the pencil. I have a needle eraser. These are great for erasing on paper because it doesn't damage the paper. And let's see. Okay. I'm going to go in with some clean water first. And I'm going to go in with the alizarin crimson. And the technique I'm using now is wet on wet because the pool, and I did some water beforehand. I want a highlight over here, so I'm going to go back in with a paper towel and dab here. And pick up some water or the pooling. And drop in some more paint. I'm going to let it dry partially and then go back in with my paper towel to get more water and paint off the orb. So I'm going to go in with my paper towel again, same area. And apply a little bit of water to the area. Let it soak. And go back in. And let it dry on its own, and I'll go back in with the paint again. What I'm going to do is make a green that will act as an opposite on the color wheel, and that is going to be blue, and I'm going to go with a bit more phthalo blue, a bit more a bit more raw umber. I'm not going to clean my brush out right now because I like the amount of pigment I have on my brush, and vary it up. Avoiding the popper at the top of the ornament. And don't worry about the stuff going over lines. I'm planning on using a bit of ink work later on. Now, this is Canson watercolor paper, but it's not cotton, and it's acting a bit more difficult. I added in a bit of yellow ochre, because it's a bit more opaque. And it's yellow, Well, kind of. Now, we could let it all dry or continue adding in the greens, the raw sienna. Just make the background a little more interesting. So I'm going to add a little bit of the raw sienna in the capper, for when I go with the gold. Cover up the bit of red. And if you want, you can do a little bit of reflective light and use a little bit of the orange. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and I will be back. I'm going to go in with my Staedtler 8 pigment liners. I'm going to use the 0.7 first, and as opposed to following the lines, I'm going to quickly and haphazardly draw them in, a bit of the cap, and by that I was able to fix up the areas that the red and the green kind of went out of bounds. Also, it takes the worry of me having to be concerned the and I'm going to go in with some squiggly lines, just a few, and still going in with these 7, I'm going to round out some of the areas to get a bit more dimension. and a bit more personality. And I guess my own signature style, more or less. And kind of emulates the boughs of the tree. Or the pine needles of the Christmas tree. So just have fun. If it looks good, go for it. It's a bit more chaotic than you like, don't do it. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the 0.5 because it's a little smaller, and I'm going to have some doodles, because the recipient of this is about my age. And I think she'll like it, but I don't know. And I didn't do the L because the other L, which is her grandson, I want to use the L for his. And he is 5 years old, so that'll be interesting. So I thought I was going to use the Kuretake, but I am going to use these reds again, and going in with a number 3, get my brush wet, and since I'm right-handed, I'm going to start on this side. Hopefully the ink is dry. So, quick question. What is your favorite holiday drink? And if it's alcoholic, it's okay. And it's not alcoholic, that's okay too. Just let me know in the comment section below. And I'm going to let this dry somewhat and apply some more red on the left side. And going in with my red again, either one. And a swipe on the left side. To make it a bit more three-dimensional. So I'm going to get rid of the paint because I'm pretty much done with that. And using my cut down is a number 4 that I cut down, so it acts as more controllable rigor, because normally a rigor is like this, but this is a lot smaller and easier to use. So I'm going to go in and apply a little bit of gold to the topper. And to the string. And a little bit of dots in the background to bling up out a little bit. And I'm going to use my Jelly Roll White from Sakura and give a bit more pop in the white area. And some in the background. Or if you have white acrylic paint like I do, and it's golden fluid acrylic. I really like golden. It's very opaque, which I love. and go in with a dotting tool. Kind of festive. So how you like it? I went the more to traditional route as far as the design and stuff, but I wanted to add some of my, I guess, style and flair. So I did some thickening in the background, and I like the gold and the white. So I really like it. It turned out fun. So remember to be kind to yourself, and especially when you try techniques that you don't normally do, and be kind to others. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye.